Hi, good morning folks. In this video, Malcolm Subban. Let's take a look at it coming up. All right guys, I want to get on this one early. I meant to do this one yesterday, but just yesterday was pretty much a write-off, as you know. And I got home late and so on. So let's get on this today. I wanted to go into a little more in depth with the whole thing of acquiring Malcolm Subban, because this could be a smart move. The more and more I look at it, let's take a look at it. I'm just going to go a few clips with you. Let's take a look at the first one. And there is the profile clip. As you see, he's 27. He'll be 28 on December 21st. But let's keep in mind he's a goalie, guys. He's a goalie. So he was drafted 24th overall in the first round of the 2012 entry draft. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. So he's the biggest of the Subbans, just for the record. What I was digging into it earlier, and a PK 6 foot, and Jordan's 5'9". Now PK, of course, is 32, and Jordan, let me check again, I believe is 26. Yeah, he's 26. PK was taken in the second round in 2007, and Jordan was taken in the fourth round in 2013. So this is the only Subban brother that was drafted in the first round. I still remember that draft, you know. I was looking back at it, and I still remember my brother being upset when they didn't take him, because at the time the Flyers, of course, needed a goalie, and he was hoping they would draft him. So looking back at that draft, it's funny because we got Mark Jankowski, right? He was also, so we've picked up 2 first rounders basically that, let's say, have underachieved in their career so far, that are both at an age where they could they could be late bloomers, and especially Subban being a goalie. You know, that was the year we took Grigorenko, and Jurgensen's at least worked out, but better than some, you know, no doubt. But I mean, looking back at it, Nail Yakupov, number 1, what a mistake that was by Edmonton, eh? But looking back at that draft, it wasn't a very great draft. It just wasn't. It wasn't a great draft class. Of course, though, Vasilevsky was the prize, looking back at it. And maybe, perhaps, Philip Forsberg. Okay, now, getting back to Malcolm, I want to go on another clip. We're going to look at his stats. There you see it. And before we look at anything, draw your attention to the Providence Bruins numbers. Very impressive numbers. And still kind of never understood why Boston took him in that first round that year. I was kind of surprised because, you know, it just didn't make any sense. They weren't exactly lacking in goaltending at the time. But anyway, so if you look at his numbers in Providence, they were good. It was 4 very good years. I mean, a goals against of 231, 244, 246, 241, and only 2 31-minute stints in the NHL on Boston. Like, I never understood why Boston drafted him. It's just funny. So looking back now, as we go down, if we go a little further down, let's get into the NHL stats now. Vegas, this is where it started to happen for him. The first year they were in the league, he went 13-4-2 with a .910 save percentage. Then the next year, he went 8-10-2 with a .902 save percentage. And then another 20 games, he went 9-7-3 with an .890 save percentage on Vegas. And Chicago, well, he played 1 game. Well, what did he play there? 1 minute. I guess we won't look at that. And then we got last year in Chicago, he went 6-8-1 with a .900 save percentage. As you look at his career totals at the bottom, guys, I mean, that's really the main thing, right? 82 games, and his goals against is .302 with an .899 save percentage. and three career shutouts. So I think he's going to embrace this. I do. I think he'll embrace this, and he'll do everything possible to maybe prove a lot of doubters wrong. You know, who knows what the motivation will be, but looking at it, I want to go over one more clip, though. Let's look over this, and we'll talk in a sec. Let's take a look at this one. Let me open it. All right, here we go. Now, as you can see there, I mean, it's pretty clear. You know, if you look team to team, the chances he got. Boston, there was no chance. There really was. There was no chance for this guy, this young man to really, you know, come on. I don't get with Tuukka Rask, and I don't know. I still don't get why they drafted him. I never have understood. I mean, I'd understand another team, but I don't understand why Boston, especially in the first round, had drafted him. It's weird. Now, you look at his 3 years in Vegas combined, okay? That's the numbers really we should be looking at. That's the bulk of his work, bulk of his career, 63 games. And he's 30, 21, and 7 and 58 starts. And let's look a little further. 901 save percentage. These are the ones we want to look at. 2.92 goals against, 1 shutout. And then in Chicago, again, those same numbers we just read off, but he had 900 save percentage, 320, and 2 shutouts. So there's his career numbers there at the bottom. That's really what we're bringing in. An .899 save percentage, basically a 900 save percentage, and a 3 goals against average is really what we're bringing in, right? I don't think we can go wrong with this. Really, it's a minimum contract. I don't see how we can go wrong with this, guys. If we can continue with the Dell experiment, we sure as hell can try Subban. It's a first-round goalie. I mean, something could happen. He just might wake up. Keep in mind, he's about the age Hasek was, right? No, he's not Dominic Hasek, but I'm just giving an example about the age. So something could happen, something could change. And who knows, he could be a keeper. There's no way to know till we get this guy and throw him into some games and see what he has. I'm sure we're going to like him. I really am. I'm sure we're going to like him. You know, something I wanted to point out too, guys. Like, I know I touched on it earlier, but what was funny, I didn't realize, like, he really is, like, if you would look at prospects, he's a bigger guy than PK. He went higher in the draft, and he's a goalie. It's funny, you know? PK's 6 foot, he's 6'2". Might be an idea, and I'll just throw this out, it might be an idea to get PK, I think PK would come at a friendly offer. I do. I think we could get him at a friendly amount if his brother's on the team, right? I think that would be an area we could just look at eventually. We're not there this year, but maybe next year. It's a possibility. If his brother works out fine, I'm sure PK would come and give us his best for a year or two. That's why I was mentioning PK the other night. I'd be enticed for a few years. Why not? At this point, we've got guys like Pysyk and stuff on the team, and it wouldn't hurt to have a guy like PK either. PK was a higher-end talent. He has been his whole career. So I just don't know which way to look at this except positive, really. I don't see any negative about getting Malcolm Subban. It's low risk. It's going to be an improvement on Dell. We know that before he even plays a minute. We know this. So we'll have a more younger, better goalie, I would say. Just a better chance at him flourishing. He's 27. He's 20. He's turning, well, I shouldn't say 27, right? Let me get that right again. He's turning 28. Right? That was the only thing I was like, damn it. Yeah, he's turning 28 in a few weeks. But he's a goalie. He's a goalie. So, he'll be 28 in about 2 weeks' time. And for a goalie, you guys know that's young. So no, there's no, this is why even the Matt Murray thing I would have went for, because Murray's 27. He has not hit his big years yet that he might have. And that's the thing with a goalie. Goalies sometimes take off in their 30s. Ask Tim Thomas. It can happen. All of a sudden, where Malcolm Subban becomes that first-round goalie, and we're paying him $4 million a year. It could happen. I'll just leave it at that for now, because I don't want to say one thing and another happens. There's no way to know until we play him. But I'm looking forward to this. Just like I was Anderson, believe it or not. I wasn't really negative about Anderson right from the beginning, because I've seen his career and I know what he's capable of, and he showed us. He showed us that he could, if his health would, might be able to give us 25 games a year, 25 solid games. So what if we have time split between two goalies? I'm okay with that. I don't need a goalie that has to come in and get 55 games, 60 games a year. No, if we can get guys that get 35 out of them, I'm more than happy with that. So what do you guys think? I don't think this is bad. I think this is really a good thing. We just acquired 2 more first rounders on this team. I'm not against that. I'm really not. Especially guys who, I won't say not bust, but have underachieved thus far in their careers, and they're kind of hitting their prime years, really. The 28 to 33 thing is really where the best of a player comes out, regardless of, the young era we're in. Really, it is. This is where the smarts come out and all of it. Okay, I just wanted to touch base on that, see what you guys think, get your feel on it. I'm going to get to all my notes today at some point. I've got time. I've got to go run to the hospital. And folks, I have my surgery Monday, so I won't be here. It's at 6 a.m., so I might be here later in the day. We'll see. Of course, it's a day surgery. I'll see how I can stand and stuff after. If not, I might make a video ahead of time, so I have some sort of content that I can put out there. We'll see. I don't like to do that either, but we'll see. I might get a video made ahead of time, and that way when I get home, if I'm just too beaten to a pulp, I'll just click a few buttons and I put out a video. All right, guys, have a great morning, and I will see you some point this evening, as today my schedule looks very good. See you then.